It's a tough one. It's a tough one tonight. Honestly, the man of the match poll, I totally get both shouts. And I can say this now because we've had loads of votes, I'd probably go with Bradley, to be honest. But Kelleher, lads, what are we going to do? What are we going to do about Kelleher? You can't be dropping him. You can't be dropping him. You know, what more can one human being do to prove a point? Yeah, what can you do? What would you guys do? Alisson back in or Kelleher continues? Let me know in the chat and we'll see how you guys feel. Kelleher stay in goal, said Jason Best. Richard said Kelleher deserves to keep the number one position. Paul White said Kelleher to keep his place. Smokey said number one. Lads, short memories, let's not forget how good Alisson is. I don't think that's the case, Brian. I don't think anybody, and particularly not me, mate, is forgetting how good Alisson is. In any walk of life, right, if somebody gets an opportunity and they do what Kelleher has done in any position, whether it be goalkeeper, right back, centre back, consistently for what, I don't know, 12 games now, 13 games, I think it's genuinely an honest conversation to go, how can we drop him? I agree with you. Look, nobody's forgetting how good Alisson is, mate. Honestly, he is probably the best goalkeeper in the world, but I don't know, man. I feel very sad for the whole Kelleher situation. Even the thought of losing him in the summer, mate, it's a tough one. It's a tough one to take. Don't get Gary delusional. We have the best keeper in the world. This isn't Karate Kid, you fool. Imagine thinking you get to speak to me or anybody else like that. You know, you don't have to shout down people that may just disagree with something, right? You know that you can put your point across and not be a whingy little bitch about it. My God, the state of you, honestly. So, I've asked, should Kelleher keep the number one spot? So, yes or no? Should Kelleher keep the number one spot? Yes or no? And we'll let you guys vote away on that for the last few minutes. Jamin said, we were always worried about life without Alisson. Now we are finally getting used to it. We should look forward, not back. Keep Kelleher. He earned it. On these, Jamin, I think I'm respectful of every opinion. I'm respectful of the people who want Alisson to stay as number one because he is probably the best goalkeeper in the world. I'm respectful and understanding of the people who think Kelleher should keep the shirt as well. What I amn't understanding of is the whole situation in general, that we had Kelleher here and we went out to bring in Mamardashvili when we had a fella that didn't need to be upgraded as a number two or as a competitor for Alisson. And that's the part of it that I feel really sad about. Because, you know, I don't want to hate on Mamardashvili because he's a great goalkeeper in his own right. But it's madness to think that we are going to say goodbye to Kelleher in the summer like that. It just doesn't compute. Gabor said, what a problem. Kelleher versus Alisson, Bradley versus Trent. I'll throw in Gakpo versus Lucho for you as well, Gabor, just to say, and look, this is why it's important to have that competition, because when you get your chance like Bradley has, he's seizing it. When you get your chance like Kelleher has, he's seizing it. And competition gives those options. It pushes people on. You know, nothing wrong with a bit of healthy competition. So thank you, John Power. And yes, Buzzing Mate is right. Kelleher, of 2 years left, keep him. Keep Ali for another season, then let him leave. Mamardashvili can be Kelleher's backup, said DJ Brains. Is it 2 left? I could be wrong, and I often am, bro. But I thought it was 1 after this season that he had left. Which makes it even, you know, more likely he's going to move on. But look, if you're Chelsea, you should be kicking our door down to buy Kelleher, by the way, because he's much better than Sanchez. So we have ran this poll. We've had 2,350 odd votes, and we asked, should Kelleher keep the number one spot? 77% of you guys have said yes, he should. 23% have said no. Again, we respect everybody's opinions and thank you for taking the time to contribute. What's this stat Mark said? Kelleher on the penalty save. I don't look at the player. I'm confident. I saved 2 from the last week. Kelleher on the result. It's a big result. It's a massive result. They got the better of us in recent times. We wanted to come out and put in a performance. And Creevy Kelleher becomes the first Liverpool goalkeeper to save 2 penalties in consecutive games for 115 years. There you go. So ladies and gentlemen, much love.